The Batman Who Laughs was an evil, multiversal Dark Knight from the Dark Universe. Now he's in the main universe, and he's looking to make all sorts of trouble for our hero. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of The Batman Who Laughs issue number 1 and see what happens next, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, Batman is investigating a rather macabre smuggling operation. It seems that a group of crooks is using super reinforced trucks to smuggle dead bodies out of Gotham City. Not exactly sure how much money is in corpses destined for a potter's field, but I mean, hey, I guess it's all about freshness, right, and what organs are available. Batman takes this crime especially hard because he thinks all those people who died were Gothamites and that they were people who perhaps he, if he was only better, could have saved. Ah, now that's Batman characterization I like. A one-minded hero who puts way too much pressure on himself, doesn't want bad things to happen even when they were inevitable. With the help of the Bat Raptor, Batman is able to make short work of the gangsters. Only when he goes to search the corpse hatch, he finds something rather unexpected. He finds himself. Or, to be precise, a corpse belonging to Bruce Wayne. Not just any Bruce Wayne, a multiversal Bruce Wayne. In fact, after much research, Batman manages to piece together that this Bruce Wayne came from a universe where his life took a hard right turn after Bane broke his back. This Bruce Wayne gave up being Batman. He's got a wedding ring indentation, which means he got married. He also has the name of his kid tattooed on his arm, along with a bunch of laugh and smile lines. Whoa, is this Bruce Wayne actually happy and well-adjusted? Being the great detective that he is, Batman quickly surmises that this must be the work of the multiversal Batman Who Laughs. The baddie wanted Batman to find this other Bruce, and it's all a highly elaborate attempt to bait him into what he's not exactly sure yet. And hey, speaking of other Batman, from there we head on over to Arkham Asylum, where a crazed, massive, gun-toting Batman mows down a bunch of security. This guy, we discover later, is nicknamed the Grim Knight, and he has come here to find the Joker. Not for himself, though, but for his master, the Batman Who Laughs. In fact, this scene actually carries a lot more weight if you've been reading Scott Snyder's Justice League, because if you did, you'll know that the Batman Who Laughs and Joker really don't like each other in a whole this town ain't big enough for the two of us kind of way. Batman Who Laughs murders the Joker in his cell, only for it to ultimately be revealed later that that was a Joker henchman masquerading as the Joker to help cover his tracks. Batman, now knowing what he's dealing with, decides to compare notes with Jim Gordon. He says that the Batman Who Laughs is probably one of the most horrifying creatures he's ever stumbled across. He lived the exact same life as Bruce up until a point, mastered all the same skills and disciplines before eventually one day going too far, killing the Joker and absorbing a bunch of his toxins into his body, which in turn drove him mad. Why, Batman even gets a little meta and self-referential in this issue, saying how, you know how people are always telling me that I can always win, that I'm always the best, and all I need is prep time? Well, the Batman Who Laughs is exactly like that, only completely lacking in morals. Now, while it absolutely kills Batman to have to admit it, the only way to maybe stop the Batman Who Laughs is to try and save the person he was trying to kill, and that means the Joker. Of course, he ultimately won't have to look too far for the Joker, because in a wonderful callback to Death of the Family, the Joker is hanging out in the water around the Batcave. If you'll recall, in that story, one night the Joker stowed away on the bottom of the Batboat and made his way into the Batcave. Actually, come to think of it, Joker was also a prisoner in the Batcave at the end of Dark Knight's Metal, and then he just wasn't, and then they never explain how he left. Batman says that if they ever hope to overcome this terrifying foe, Joker and he will have to put their differences aside long enough to work together, but Mr. J has other ideas, taking Batman hostage at gunpoint. Oh, but wait, this was merely a setup. The punchline is that the gun was actually rigged to fire on the person who shot it, in this case, the Joker. Now, why on earth would the Clown Prince want to take his own life? Well, as he puts it, the only way Batman is ever going to defeat the Batman Who Laughs is if he becomes him, and as such, he willingly committed suicide so the toxins would leave his blood and make it into Batman. That means as the comic winds down, Bruce undergoes a terrifying metamorphosis into the very villain he was trying to stop. And so everyone, that was the Batman Who Laughs issue number 1, and I gotta admit, heading into this miniseries, I really didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be about the Batman Who Laughs, but I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised that it's told from Bruce's point of view. After all, the Batman Who Laughs surviving Dark Knight's Metal was something of a major hanging thread. Jock's artwork is perfect, of course, for this sort of horror movie meets Batman kind of story, and while Snyder absolutely excels at that sort of thing as well. I certainly hope this series can keep the momentum momentum, because overall I thought this had a really great start. I would give it a super positive 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again. I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not take a look at some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to date on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're in the market for some cheap comic books, might I recommend Book Depository? They're my favorite place to get cheap comic book trades, and if you use my link down in the description, not only will you save a bundle by not having to pay a